Welcome back to the Most News in the Morning. The NFL is set to enforce its toughest rules yet when players can return to practices or games after suffering head injuries or potential concussions. These new guidelines go into effect this week, and it's the latest move by the league to try to address a hot-button issue. But does the new concussion policy go far enough? Joining us now from Morgantown, West Virginia, is Dr. Julian Bales, chairman of neurology at the West Virginia School of Medicine, also the former team doctor for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dr. Bales, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
First of all, break down for us, please, what they're saying in terms of assessing concussions and how this policy means changes on the field.
Well, the changes are that the patient cannot, or the athlete cannot go back to play if he has any symptoms or signs of concussion, either during that game or practice. Also, he must later have a normal neurological examination, a normal neuropsychological examination, and also be cleared by an independent physician who's not part of the official medical staff of the team. So 4 big changes that are new.
Go ahead.
In addition, they emphasize, rightly so, the player has to be candid. The player has to come forth because many of the signs and symptoms of concussion, you don't know that. It's something that they're feeling you can't see as a trainer or a coach or even a team physician.
Right. It's something that the athlete sort of has to convey to you, and that's where we get into some murky waters. The AP did a survey where nearly a fifth of the athletes that they asked, NFL players, admitted that they had hidden or played down the effects of a concussion because they wanted to keep playing for their team. So how do you enforce that?
Well, it's voluntary enforcement. It's as we've often done, try to get other teammates to suggest if they're worried about someone, a fellow player, not performing, not making their assignments, not acting right. Remember, only about 1 out of 10 concussions in sports is the player knocked out. So 90% of the time, he or in other sports like soccer, she is walking around and maybe just confused, maybe with a memory problem. So
Right.
It's very subtle.
Yeah, it is very subtle. And, when we talk about how big of a problem this is or why, the league is addressing this, we know there was this University of Michigan study. It was commissioned by the NFL. And part of the study found that Alzheimer's disease or other similar memory-related diseases appear to be diagnosed in former players in the league vastly more than in the general population, a rate of 19 times the normal rate for men ages 30 through 49. Is this part of an admission by the NFL that concussions from football may lead to permanent brain damage?
I think we've got a lot of emerging evidence